Hello everyone, today we are going to learn about contour line drawing, the basic level for drawing. I am Mrs. Boudreaux and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Get a piece of paper, pencil, and some markers. So first we're going to start off with our still life here. I picked 4 or 5 things, kind of had some fun with it and tried to make it interesting for myself. You may use any 4 or 5 items that you want, but place them together in a nice order. So first I'm going to start with writing my name at the top of my paper along with my class period. I'm also going to give myself 2 marks on the paper, kind of where the top or the bottom of my still life are. It's just a guideline to help me, but not really necessary. I'm starting at the bottom of the skull and working my way around. Now, I'm pretending like I'm a little bug and I'm driving around the edge. Now, this is time-lapse, so this is going much faster than I normally would. One thing you want to keep in mind is you absolutely want to make sure that you're not sketching. So, just like here, you do not want to sketch your lines. That just is a no-no, okay? You want to do one complete straight line. Okay, so kind of like when you write in cursive with your name, okay? You're one line, and you see that my pencil never picks up off the paper except for to do my eye. Alright, so I'm just going to continue around. Now this is time-lapse, so I'm going very slow. I am not going this fast at all, and you should not either. But as you're going around, you're just looking at the edges, and you're trying to copy them as much as you can. Now, if you run out of room on your paper, that's okay. Just stop at the last place that you stopped before on the other line. Now we're doing this as the outer edge contour line drawings. So that means that we are only doing the edges of the actual objects that we see. We are not doing the inside of it. So I'm just kind of going around there, and I finished that, and I'm labeling it outer contour line drawing. Next, I am going to be doing the inner contour line drawing. So this time I decided to give myself a little bit more guidelines, and I decided to add my very lightly some shapes. Okay, you probably won't be able to see this, but I added some basic shapes of what the objects were. And I decided to go around and start doing my contour line drawing, giving myself a basis to start with, and I'm not picking up my pencil here. Same thing. And if I need to go back over a place, I'll just follow the same lines that I had before, kind of like a traffic lane. And I keep going around the edges of my actual still life and looking at it, making sure I'm concentrating, trying to find those flower petals, trying to see what shapes they are. I may not be as accurate as full get out, but I'm getting there. I'm just trying to see where everything is and trying to follow my eye. So as my eye goes up, my pencil goes up. As my pencil goes down, my pencil goes, or as my eyes go down, my pencil goes down. So I'm just continuing going around, making sure that I get everything that I need to. Now this is time-lapse, so if you consider this to be 3 times the speed, you can kind of see that I'm actually going a lot slower than this. So now I got my bottle, and see those lines? They kind of helped me, but they may not help me fully, if that makes sense. They help me enough to where I go, okay, well, this is how much space I technically have, So if you go off the page, that's perfectly fine. Now, as we do the inside, sometimes I just follow right along the edges of the leaf or the flowers or somewhere else that I've gone before. I may pick up my pencil ever so slightly just to readjust my hand, but that is about it. That is the only thing that I'm doing. And see, even for the little triangles in the middle, I don't even do that, right? And see, I didn't even draw that skull head correctly, or, it's kind of wonky. It's kind of not doing so good. I may even go back in there later on and try to redo it. So you see, now I'm kind of getting in between the jawline and kind of going in there. So this is the inner contour line drawing. So those are my 2 together for my first practices. Now, for this one, I decided to have a little fun. Decided to use a marker instead. Okay, and this one, I am not going to look at my paper at all. I am only going to look at my still life. So I have absolutely no idea what's happening with my paper. okay? As I'm going around, I'm making sure that I'm not seeing it. You can use a blindfold. You can use another piece of paper on top, like how I have it. But just kind of keep going around. And if you end up going to the top of the paper like I did, and I started pushing it forward, so I kept my hand down so that I wouldn't pick it up and so I wouldn't see it. But if you start doing that, that's perfectly fine too. You're just practicing your eye-hand coordination. As your eye goes up, your hand goes up. As your hand goes down, or as your eyes goes down, your hand goes down. You're just practicing drawing what you're seeing and not what you know. Okay, so that's what it came out to be. Isn't that silly? Alright, so now I'm going to do just a close-up of the flower because I really like the flowers. So this time I'm going to do the same thing with a marker. But this time I'm really going to concentrate and see if I can really get all those beautiful lines of that flower. I'm just going to pick one object to do. I'm going to go around, I'm going to look at that flower, and I'm going to draw it. We're going to see how well it comes out. But make sure that you are not, see, I'm not picking up that marker, even as the marker. I am not picking it up off the paper. I am looking at my object 10 times more than I am actually looking at my paper. So you see my head is glancing back and forth a lot. So I am making sure that I'm getting it correct. So thanks for watching. What your guys' job is now for you to try. Here is my progress of how I started so far with my drawing, and then I have my final. Here's my final. It's all colored, and see how I have texture on the wood, and see my details inside of all the other objects there. So make this look good, guys. Make it try to seem like as if it's as real as possible, or just even add some fun colors to it. You guys go ahead and give this a try. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.